Assalamu alaikum students. How are you? I hope you would be fine and doing great. So last time we were discussing research design, and we left lecture on the classification of design. So we discussed that there may be a lot of classification. However, some most important classification which is used in business research I have discussed with you guys, and I also showed you a template in form of a thesis and a research paper, that how research design is written. So this was a classification type of research approach, population measurement, instrument and data collection, type of analysis, software used, and time frame. All these things I have classified today. I have divided into the different lectures, and the total lectures that consist of research design are 9 lectures. So we will cover the third part of research. Okay, I'm going to remind you once again that you have learned 6 steps of research. Okay, the first one was problem, second was literature review and hypothesis development, and the third was research design. So we are on third step. So we will continue our lecture, that is part 2, related with the research design. So this is a class, business research method, from BBA students and advanced marketing research from MBA students. As the content is same, so that's why I am using for both classes. So this is lecture on research design. This is lecture number 2, and it's your teacher Rafiq Ahmed Koro. So we are starting formally to lecture 2 after reminding you that what you have covered in previous lecture. So we were discussing research design, and within research design, as I told you, that there are different categories, sections, factors which needs to be considered in research design as a whole. The first one was which type of research you are conducting. So types of research you have already studied. In class I have told you, on the basis of application, research may be divided as pure and applied research. Pure may be said as the basic research, basic and applied research. On the basis of application you divide. So when you write research design, you need to clearly mention that either it is a basic research or applied research. Either it is a pure research or applied research. Either it's a exploratory, descriptive, correlational, or explanatory research. Either this research is qualitative or quantitative. You need to mention. Obviously, the research design is completely related with your basic research question and related with the research sub questions. If you are doing any applied research, you will say this is applied research, and you are going to have some, let's say, suppose experiments, and they will be in quantitative nature. You need to write clearly in your research report or in research paper. This is another slide which is also showing you that first of all, research can be categorized as primary research and secondary research. It is in terms of data, primary data and secondary data. I'll discuss it later on. So primary research is what that is being conducted on the primary data collection, and secondary research is what that is conducted on the available secondary data. Anyhow, we will discuss it later on in data collection or in nature of data part. So this is another picture which shows you some different types of research, such as content analysis type of research, historical type of research, and this can be in qualitative. This research can be a practitioner. This can be in quantitative research. Research can be correlational. This can be single subject, experimental, quasi, action research, survey research, casual comparative research, ethnographic research. There may be many kind of research, but this was what you have learned in the class. So you can remember this one, which you have already studied. The last thing which you need to remember, it is very much important in research design to mention which kind of research you are conducting, and obviously that will be related with your research problem. Okay, then second thing which is very much important in research design, that is research approach. How you will conduct the research, what will be your approach? So there are two approaches, qualitative and quantitative. Apart from that, the two approaches, they are also related with the logic purpose. With respect to the logic, I have not opened the whiteboard, so let me try to open the whiteboard, and I'll try to, my PC is a bit slow, so please pardon me. Right now there were some updates, Windows updates in background, that's why it's performing very slow. So I'm not going to write down anything, however I am going to discuss with you deductive and inductive logic. You have already, I think so, studied the subject, logic subject in your business classes, in earlier classes. So these are two main components of logic, deductive and inductive. That is also research approach in terms of logic. Deductive is what, when you take a theory, general kind of things, and you deduce it on a particular thing, person, or any issue. Such as, I am giving the example that the Englishman speaks truth, and Shahryar is white man. Shahryar speaks truth. I deduced from a general phenomena or general saying that white color people speak truth, and Shahryar is white, hence Shahryar speaks truth. So I deduced it. So that is also a form of logic. Another form of logic is inductive, in which approach is from specific to general, and in previous approach was from general to specific. Okay, so in second one, inductive, the data is collected from individuals. Let's say suppose I have a class, you have let's say suppose 20 to 25 students in your class. So I am asking from all these class, from all the students, and on that basis I am going to say that my students are willing to take online classes. So I, on the basis of individual feedback, I generalize something from specific to general. I ask from each specific individual, then I generalize. Students are willing to take online classes. Okay, so that is also the part of research design within the heading of research approach related to logic perspective. While in front of you there is another PPT that tells you about the research approach, and that research approach discusses two approaches, that is qualitative and quantitative. So what is quantitative? Any research, quantitative research is also said to be as the empirical research. Empirical research, any research that quantify are measure variables, factors, phenomena. Qualitative is what you cannot measure in terms of numbers. Let's just suppose if I am going to say that I am going to understand the feelings of my mother when her child is sick. So these kind of feelings cannot be measured properly, even though some scales have been developed to measure, but that is also not an authentic form. Let's suppose I'm giving you another example. If you are going to measure the heat, you have temperature scales, Fahrenheit, centigrade, you have scale. If you are going to measure the length, you have certain measures. Apart from that, social sciences have also developed certain scales. Let's suppose I want to measure the psychological factors of students related to study behavior. So there may be a scale which could these kind of scales, if you have heard, are said to be as the Lakard scale type. So a particular scale is developed, and through that certain human behaviors and attitudes are also measured. So that depends on your research question, what you are going to do. If you have basic research study, obviously you will go with the qualitative research. If you have let's suppose descriptive type of research, casual research, so you will go for the quantitative. And there are certain other factors related with the quantitative: inferential approach, experimental approach, or simulation approach. These are also approaches related with the quantitative approach. So if you will go towards the experimental approach, then there will be a certain cause and effect approach. You will be minimizing, you will be focusing on a particular point where you want to exactly conduct your research. So this was related with your another factor related with the research design, that is research approach. And it is also very much important to indicate all these things in research proposal and your final research project. So this was all because the next topic is a bit lengthy, that is why I have capped this lecture till here, and I will start next lecture that is a bit lengthy, so I could not connect another topic with this one lecture. So till now, have practice, learn it, and be safe at your home, take care of your family, and stay blessed. Inshallah we will meet in our next lecture. So thank you. Allah Hafiz.